God, if she wasn't glowing, it was only because it was impossible for human skin to do it. She was pretty damn sure she now understood what it meant to beam with happiness. They were so kind to her. She had spent the last several days basking in it, desperate for this giddiness to never end. She thought about them all day and all night. Now she knew what she wanted. Both of them. She'd waited. Well, not exactly waited. Sex just hadn't come up. She'd spent so many years trying to please her parents by becoming the perfect student. She'd graduated from high school early. She'd gone to college too young to really fit in with her classmates. Since coming to New York, all she'd been able to think about was keeping a roof over her head and food in her belly. It was time to have a relationship. This might not last more than a week, but she would know what it meant to belong to someone. "We should celebrate," Burke offered. "I think dancing is in order." Cole groaned. Though he hadn't been much of a dancer, she'd loved being held in his strong arms when they danced on Christmas Eve. He'd sighed and called himself an elephant with 2 left feet, but being close to him made all the grousing worthwhile. "How about a movie?" Cole practically pleaded. "Or a show. I'll go see a show. See, I can compromise." She took a long sip of margarita, wishing she had a tequila shot instead. Liquid courage. She needed it. Instead, she drew in a breath and plowed ahead. "I think we should all go to bed." They both stopped and in perfect synchronicity swung their dark heads her way. "What did you say, sweetheart?" Burke asked. She licked her suddenly dry lips. "You heard me." "I heard that you want us in bed." Cole stared at her like a lion about to pounce on something soft and furry. "All of us. Together." "Yep." They just stared in silence, those blue eyes hot, dissecting. Embarrassment swamped her. Had she been wrong about them? Had she let the fantasies in her head color her judgment? Burke's eyes narrowed. "You want a menage, sweetheart? Have you ever had one?" She shook her head. Oh, she didn't want to admit more than that. Surely she could fake some experience. She'd seen movies. Mostly R-rated, but Jimmy from Concierge Services had once had a party where some of the guys had gone to the back and watched porn films. She'd sneaked a peek. A long peek. "Do you understand what you're asking for?"